Hey guys, Kim here from Kim on a Whim, and today I'm going to take you through a deep clean of my kitchen. Like, I am cleaning cabinets and walls, scrubbing out the oven, like it's all nasty stuff. And if my kitchen was a restaurant, I would never eat in it because it's absolutely disgusting. But I'm going to start here with, I already got dishes done, so surprisingly there's nothing in the sink. But the first thing I'm actually going to start with is my oven mitts. And I bought these a few months back at Walmart, and I'd have to say, like, these things are pretty cool in the sense of cleanup. You literally just put them on, spray them, or actually spray them, then pop them on, and just rub them together because they're all silicone. They're soft on the inside, which makes them really easy to clean up, and I'm just going to let them sit and dry once I'm finished.
Baby, dance the night away, I'll kick my shoes off if I want.
So for the most part, anything that I'm wiping down, I'm just using a mixture of some Tide powder detergent and water, and I'm just going to use just a cloth to go around and wipe down my cabinets on the one side of the kitchen. The one side that doesn't get as nasty because the stove and stuff isn't over there. So here I'm just showing you how clear the water is, and it does get kind of grimy, even though these cabinets are on the other side of the kitchen and not right above the stove. But the ones that are right above the stove, I'm going to have to break out something stronger because they just get really nasty with all the splatter and the grease.
To be wilder, you can. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder.
So like I said, this side wasn't too bad, so there's not much of a before and after. Just wipe down so they're a little cleaner. However, look underneath. That's where our coffee pot is, and I guess just from all of the steam from the hot coffee brewing, it just gets so nasty under here. And those two little circles you see there, I used to have little puck lights underneath, and I do have new ones that I need to go through and I guess figure out exactly where I want them. First, I need to try and get off the other mounts that I had up there because I was pulling on them. They're not budging. So I think I need to get in there with, I don't know, some kind of chisel or something because those things were not budging at all. And I'm moving on to, this is probably one of the cabinets on this side that does get the most stains on it from, this is where we pour our coffee and our tea and everything. So I tend to find like a little drip that goes underneath the, kind of under the counter and down onto the cabinet. So now I'm just going to wipe down the lower cabinets on this side.
You close to me, feeling good, I believe I gotta have you in my life. You got that good vibe, I want to spend some time back with you. Oh, I got this good on times, you want to spend some time back with me.
So like I said, those cabinets weren't so bad. The water isn't too dirty. It's nasty, but not as nasty as it's going to get. So definitely stay tuned.
Cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey, the only one I'm thinking of. Hey, she's everything I'm dreaming of. Hey, after time, I'm wondering who is she?
So this is the cabinet I showed you in the beginning, and the one side near here on the side where the sink is, it's not too bad. It gets splatters here and there, but it's the other little side that's under the microwave that gets so nasty, and I will show you that in a little bit. But the cabinet here that I'm working on and the one at the bottom, these are the cabinets that get the most use in my kitchen. This is where all of my spices are, and then the one drawer underneath is where my silverware is, and then the cabinet under that has all of my pots and pans. And these cabinets are probably used like 3-4 times a day at least, going in for silverware, pots and pans, cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinners. Like, it's just kind of crazy how much they do get used. And we painted these cabinets probably 20 years now, so the paint has held up really well, but this is the area that I scrub the most. So that's why you'll see, like, on the bottom cabinet where the drawer is, there's like this big brown spot, and that's just from wear and tear, and that is an area that I do really want to work on. The only thing is, I'm afraid to repaint my cabinets because I'm afraid they're going to start to get, like, I know, like, once you paint them and then you try to go in and paint again, they get like gooey. I know some of our like our doorways, that our trim around our doorways that we painted multiple times, it just starts to get like kind of gooey and tacky when you touch it. So I'm kind of afraid to repaint my cabinet, so I gotta see. But I definitely want to work on that spot just because it's such a large area and it's like right in the center of the kitchen. So here's where I'm saying I needed to use something stronger. I picked up this Zep degreaser at Home Depot when I was in there. It was either Home Depot or Lowe's when I was in there the one day. And I knew I was going to be working on these cabinets and I needed something strong. And this stuff actually worked amazing. I was really surprised. Now, the thing is you kind of have to spray it on and let it sit if you don't want to have to scrub as hard. And in some spots, I didn't do that. I was just, spraying it on, wiping it down. But if you do let it sit for a little while, you'll actually see it, like the grease kind of rolling down whatever you're cleaning off. So it really worked, and I highly recommend this. I'm even going to go out and say I like it better than my Method degreaser. I'm really liking my Dawn spray and wash, or no, it's not spray and wash. That's for the laundry. What am I talking about? The power wash, right? Is that the Dawn power wash? Yeah, I'm really liking that one. But this, as far as a degreaser for like tough work like this, I would definitely recommend it.
You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rockin' if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.
So on many occasions I've thought, like, why not just get new cabinets and something that would probably work better for my kitchen. I think this kitchen was redone probably in the 70s by the previous owner. However, the cabinets are really well made, and that is the only thing that keeps me from just going and getting a new kitchen. Because anytime that I go and look at kitchens and cabinets and stuff, like in the big box stores, especially Home Depot, Lowe's, IKEA, stuff like that, and I'm sure, if I was looking at cabinets that were probably a lot more expensive, I would get the quality that I'm looking for. But like these cabinets, I'm just amazed at how well they're made. And here is how nasty the water got from the other side. And I'm not even done on this side yet. So, as I was saying, back to the cabinets, like I'm sure I could get something that would like reconfigure the kitchen to work a lot better, but these cabinets are so sturdy that I don't think I would find anything in the same quality, because I find that a lot with even just appliances and stuff that I buy, that the quality just isn't there. And like I know like a washer that I bought, it's like 5 years and I had to have somebody come out and fix it. The washer that I had in here before that, which was my grandmother's, that thing was like 20 or 30 years old. And it still worked to a point. Like it got to a point where it didn't anymore. But again, like 20 some years old. This washer that I have now, it's like 5 years and I'm already calling people out to work on belts or, whatever the case may be. So my thing is just quality. That's like, sorry, I went on such a tangent, but the quality of these cabinets are really good. And that's the only reason why I'm thinking of repainting them again. All right, so here is that little spot above the stove that just gets so nasty. And you can just see like it is grimy as all get out. Like, ugh, just like I said, if this was a restaurant, I would not eat. I would give like 0 on the Yelp stars, okay? But the Zep cleaner really worked well with this. Not sponsored or anything, just telling you guys, if you're looking for something that is going to work on grease splatters or, just wiping down your oven or the bottom of your microwave, because that's a spot that also gets a lot of grease splattered on it. And I also have to clean like the little grate that's in there for the fan. But this Zep stuff is really, really impressing me. So now, as I said, like if I let it just sit for a little bit, it works really well. I did have to go in here twice though, because there was just that much grease that was splattered up on there. And honestly, I don't clean it as often as I should. And I'm going to put that out there. Don't clean it as often as I should. But I figured I'd clean the back of the wall here because that was a little bit easier, not quite as bad. That gets wiped down a little bit more than the sides of the cabinets. But yeah, that's what we're doing now. Sides of the cabinets. All right, guys, so here is the after shot that I was really impressed with. Like, that got all of the grease off of these sections. A little hard to get that little area right under the microwave, but I'm going to go in there later with the brush. And then that was the top of the microwave. It had these like little dots, but man, did this stuff do a really good job. So now I'm on to the next day and I'm going to clean all of my appliances at this point. I knew that my microwave, even though I don't use it for much, it's really just for popcorn and heating up coffee for the most part. I didn't want to use any like degreaser or anything on it, so I went with the Dawn that I have, the spray, because I'm loving that stuff as well. So I'm going to do my microwave, and then stay tuned because I'm also going to get in and scrub my oven. And that gets really, really disgusting.
Mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, making up with no regret.
So I did wipe down the bottom of the microwave when I was doing the sides of the cabinet there, but today I'm going to go in and get it really scrubbed down because you know what? I figured out it is not my eyes that are going bad, but they probably are. But it is that the light on the microwave on the bottom there is just so greasy. So maybe that's why I can't see what I'm doing when I'm trying to cook at the stove at night. It's not my eyes. It's not my old eyes. It's that the light is greasy on the bottom of the microwave.
I didn't mean to hurt you, babe. Oh no. If you decide to leave, you will help me anyway. Maybe I am too naive, but I'm choosing to believe that you will give me another chance. Oh, so tell me now, can we find love? Can we go back to where we were? All I want is to love you. Start all over. Tell me now. Yeah. Don't leave, wait a minute. Let me make up for the wrongs I did. I did.
All right, so the question that I have for this week is, do you guys have a center burner on your stove? And if you do you use it? This is the second stove I have that has this center burner in it. And the last one had like an actual griddle in the center that I think I used once or twice. I didn't like the way that it made the pancakes, so I kind of ditched it. And then I have a cast iron griddle that I like to use on the right hand side of my stove. I think it just heats a little better with the two burners instead of this like one single oblong burner. But if you guys have this burner, do you like it and do you use it? Or I guess it would be, do you use it and do you like it? Because I find it odd that I never use this burner. All right, so this is the burner that gets the most use on my stove. It's the high output burner, and usually, especially for cooking pasta or just my one really large skillet that I have, I always use just because it's the largest burner on the stove. However, it is the messiest, and even scrubbing with the Brillo pad, or these are actually like these copper things that I get at the Dollar Tree. They come 3 in a pack. It does not come clean. So I'm going to have to bust out, and I hate to do this. And if you ever try this, try it somewhere where you can't see it at first. Because I'm going to take a razor blade to this because it is the only thing that I can use to get this like caked on burnt areas. Now, luckily with this stove, like you can scrape at this stove and Brillo pad at this stove and it never scratches. I don't know what it's made of. I guess I should probably know that. But the only thing that was going to work for this was me scraping it with a razor blade. Now, I don't typically like shine my stove with a glass cleaner, but I figured if I'm going all in and getting this as clean as I possibly can, I might as well. And it did look really pretty for a little bit. So I'm just going to let the knobs soak in very hot water and just some of the Dawn Power Wash. I think that works best for this. And then I'm going to show you how disgusting it is behind the knobs. Like, this is pretty gross. And I guess let me know, do you like seeing like real life mess? This is real life mess. Like, this is what it looks like behind each knob on my stove. And let's face it, like, we kind of get wrapped up in the daily chores that we have, the vacuum and the laundry, wiping down counters and stuff. But it's not until we really look at something and we're like, wow, like, this really needs my attention now. Like, everything kind of gets put on the back burner. No pun intended. Or actually pun intended. It's kind of funny, right? But I noticed when I started putting up the Halloween decorations and I got up on the ladder and looked up higher than my eye level, and I'm like, man, my cabinets are really kind of gross. And then there's a spot on my walls up above my cabinets, and you'll see that in a little bit because I am going to scrub down walls too, that I was like, wow, like, how did I not see that? And it wasn't until I got on a ladder and saw it, and yeah, it's not pretty. So here's where I'm just going in with just good old fashioned elbow grease. Honestly, that's the only thing that I find works on my oven. I've never tried any of the chemicals like the Easy Off or like any of the oven cleaners. So I just go in with I told you I get the scouring pads from the Dollar Tree. They come 3 in a pack. And I'm using just some of the Dawn Power Wash. And even though like it takes a little while and it is a lot of work, and I did absolutely ruin my fingers and my fingernails because I don't know why I didn't put gloves on. Like, it was kind of silly not to have my gloves on. But I figured this is just for me, the most peace of mind. I don't like putting a lot of chemicals, especially into my oven. I don't know, that kind of freaks me out. So here I'm just going over the glass with the razor blade again, just getting up the bits that I really couldn't get with the scouring pad. And then I'm going to go full in on the sides of the oven. This time I did put my gloves on because I didn't, like, it was really, really gross inside here. I already did work on the one side, and now I'm just showing you the other side that I'm working on, but it eventually does come clean. Is it perfect? No. Like I've always said before, nothing in my house is ever perfect. So I try not to drive myself crazy in making it that way. But I gotta say, like, when I open the oven, I'm like, hey, this oven's pretty clean. I like it.
get down to the beat, y'all. We get down, down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all.
So at this point, I just had to put my hair up. I felt like I was getting like oven scrubbed juices all over my hair, and I just had to get it up and out of the way. And it's not like it's rough looking because I was trying to put it up while I still had the gloves on. Like I washed my hands with the gloves on and then tried gathering all my hair to put it up in a clippy, but it wasn't working. It was working for the sense that I wasn't getting oven juice, this like nasty crud all over my hair, but yeah, it wasn't working great. And it's just such an awkward space to get into. Like there's something about just putting your head in the oven that just doesn't feel right, even though you're just cleaning it. Like it's just not, I don't know if it's my claustrophobic or what it is, but I just don't, not something I enjoy doing. So now I'm just going to move on to the oven racks, and these are pretty bad as well. So you're kind of like seeing a theme here, right? Like this oven is really kind of neglected. It does have a self-clean option on it, but I was kind of afraid to do that because I know my mother-in-law did that, and it actually like messed up the cabinet right next to her stove. I don't know if it's her cabinets are like a laminate kind of a cabinet, but it actually started to peel away the little bit of the laminate. So I was afraid to use the self-clean option. So that's why I decided to just get in here with just good old-fashioned elbow grease. And they did turn out pretty well. And then I did have an issue trying to figure out how they go back into the oven. But I'd have to say, like, pretty happy with how it came out.
Feels like it just stays the same. Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done? Run over. We're stalling all over. And let's get together now, so we can find a spark in the night.
All right, microwave is done. Everything looks good here. So we're all cleaned up there. Then we got the stove. Everything's looking good here. Yeah. Nice and shiny. I'll probably cook fried chicken for dinner tonight. Just kidding. But that's usually how it goes. This spot, I still need to work on a little bit more. But for the most part, with the razor, I was able to get everything up. There's still a little bit right in that corner there that I didn't get. And then you saw I did this. It's been a while since I took all of these off and cleaned them. Of course, I messed a little bit up. Then we got the door nice and clean. I do have to get in between my door. And then the oven looks good. Great? No. But good. Would I eat off the grates? Probably. I certainly know I scrubbed the crap out of them. So that's looking good. I'm afraid to take this apart. My husband will do it for me. Yeah, it makes me nervous. I don't even like getting in there and cleaning because, I don't know, something about sticking your head in the stove. I don't like it. So now I'm going to move on to the refrigerator. We just had trash day, so it's all cleaned out. So let's get started here. Well, actually, you know what? It's kind of empty. So it might be pretty easy. Yeah. So not too much in here. Just one leftover there from the other day. But I do need to get in here and just clean all of the surfaces in here. You can see like it's looking a little grimy. So we're going to do that next. So I thought I cleaned up all of the soda that had popped in the fridge, but apparently not. There was some that kind of snuck behind all of the drawers here. I haven't quite figured out this fridge yet. I'm loving it. However, I'm not able to organize it yet. I'm not finding a good flow to it. And I guess it's because I was so used to my old fridge. Like I knew exactly how to kind of pack that thing and make it work for us. And this one, it's kind of got me stumped. I don't have a good system in here yet.
Some kind of magic, you came into my life. And with that bedhead, you give me falling twice. Yeah, you're an angel and always on my mind. I wanna love you like I do on my own.
So now I am into day 3 of trying to get this kitchen finished. And I promise you, it does get finished today. And I have to start with finishing my refrigerator because I only got half of it done yesterday. Dismissal started, so I had to go pick up my son. And then once that happens, then we roll right into dinner plans and figuring out like what everybody wants for dinner, stopping by the store, grabbing it, because honestly, I don't meal plan. I probably should. And for that fact, I don't even plan. I just kind of wing everything. And I think that's a lot of why I feel like everything just is chaos. Or not chaos, but like I always feel like I never have a plan. And that's why, because I don't do it. But maybe I will try that one day. I've never really sat down and like figured out more than just a few days of a meal. And speaking of meals, I'm going to show you this little trick that I have. Anytime that you guys have your cheese rinds, put them in a baggie and keep just the rinds, like the Parmesan cheese rinds. I'll have a whole bag of Parmesan cheese rinds that I'll use in sauces, especially if you're making any kind of a tomato-based sauce. I will use it in soups that call for like a little bit of Parmesan on top. But you're going to see, I'm going to show you this bag here, and it is a ton of the Parmesan rinds because you just kind of dump them in there and it just adds another layer of flavor to any of your, I guess, quick, especially if it's like a quick soup. It just gives that other extra layer of flavor. But back onto the fridge. I'm getting this fridge done, and then I'm going to move on to cleaning my walls.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me. 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 If I can live all my life tonight, we're a little bit on the road. I wouldn't die if there's nothing I want more. I wanna stay by your side, never gonna let you go. Tell me I'm the one you're thinking of. I wanna hear you say that you only want me. That you only want me. I wanna stay by your side, never gonna let you go. Tell me I'm the one you're thinking of. Guess I'm lost in the fun park now. Like the merry-go-round, drove a spiral going down. Yeah, I've been racing you all through town. There's no limit to your speed, never ever turn to beat. No, we just fired away.
So I have the inside of the fridge all cleaned out. Now I'm going to move on to cleaning the outside, and I'm just going to use the Method stainless steel cleaner. I only use this really on the fridge. I did try it a little bit on the stove too, but because the stove has a lot of glass on it, it kind of smears up the glass, so I don't use it that much on my stove. I mainly use it just for my refrigerator.
Once and for all. Boy, you're too late, I'm standing my ground. Finally free and on the rebound. Once and for all. my skin. No one's ever gonna win, so we might as well get in now. And still the fights always leave a thrill. I can imagine how I will. You go on, I know the drill now. I've been getting high from this drug for longer than I know. Now it's time to go. I'm not letting you push me around, so should have let you know a long time ago. I know what you're gonna say. I know what you'll do to me. I know I'm not gonna stay. Try to get up, you're dragging me down. Better back off, I'll turn it around. All the ones are for all the ones are for all the ones are for you're too late, I'm standing my ground.
Alright, I just wanted to show you guys what I used for the walls. Dollar Tree, they even have like a white like plushy one that you can use. This is just the attachment. Again, Dollar Tree. This kind of just velcros onto this. And then this, all from the Dollar Tree. So $3, little Tide, little water, little elbow grease.
It was a Thursday night when I first saw you. Those green eyes caught me. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a Friday night when I first kissed you. You struck me like lightning. You broke my chains and released me. And days turned into nights on the couch in your apartment. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed. Every day 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day. 24/7, yeah, every day. I will come running, babe. Every day. Yeah, every day, babe. Used to be scared of letting someone get close without the filters, but you see the real me. Since I let you in under my skin, I'm more free than I have ever been. You broke my chains and released me. And days turned into nights on the couch in your apartment. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed. Every day 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day 24/7, yeah, every day. I will come running, babe.
So finally, I'm moving on to the section of the wall that prompted this deep clean of my kitchen. And that is right here above the stove behind all the Halloween houses. Why I decided to do this while I had all the Halloween decorations up makes absolutely no sense. I should have just waited another week until I took all the decorations down and just make this job a little bit easier on myself. But nope, I saw it up there and I'm like, nope, I have to get that now. So it is right here. It was so disgusting. And then I still have a lot of work to do on top of the cabinets, but I am waiting until all of the Halloween decorations are down, because my next video will be me taking all of the Halloween decorations down. However, I won't be putting Christmas up right away. I just need a little bit of that downtime of no clutter. I mean, other than my usual clutter, because honestly, I feel like I always have clutter in my house. But I'm going to take all of the decorations down. I'm going to give myself a minute to breathe. and then I'll start up with the Christmas decorations. I can't do it yet. Not yet. Maybe the end of the month I'll start putting up the Christmas decorations. Now I am looking for decorations, but I'm not ready to put them up yet. Not yet. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a longer video, so let me know if you do like that or not, or if you just like a quick, short, like here's just, you know, a little bit of motivation to get something done today. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel by clicking that red subscribe button down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.